to another wonderful and exciting health episode of HealthCast. HealthCast is one organization that empowers people to be responsible for their health and also fosters unity amongst health professionals. Today, our topic for discussion is one thing you use in the office, in the kitchen, and something you need for survival. I am Emefa Awo Adaudu. HealthCast, the light of health.
Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome as we take the views from the regular Ghanaian on today's topic for discussion, which is the intake of water and its importance. Okay, so from your own perspective, what quantity of water should we take in a day?
Please, my brother, we can take at least 3 for a day.
Oh, I believe 3 liters is okay. That's 6 or 5 pure water sachets of water is okay within a day.
Okay, on my own perspective is about 100 milligram of water must be taken a day.
100 milligram.
Because me, I thought water is part of our lives, our system, so that water is good, that we should take more water per day.
To me, I take as much as the body wants. When I'm thirsty, I take it. But I learned people say you have to take certain quantity a day. That is 6 liters or 1 liter or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, it depends on the individual. Actually, at times I drink a lot from morning, afternoon, evening. That's if I'm sick. Like if I'm experiencing malaria, I drink a lot, especially in the night. I take about 3 cups in the night. And if like I'm normal, I'm not sick, that one I take about 2, 3 to 4 sachets of water a day.
Talking about the quantity of water, let's take the sachet water, for example, the pure water that we call it. I think we should take a maximum of 8 sachets of water a day. Yeah.
That is the quantity you're supposed to take in a day.
That's my suggestion.
So is it right to take ice water when you're walking under the hot sun?
Yeah, to me it's not right to take because as you are walking, you feel hot or your temperature rises, and our mentality is that when you take chilled water, it cools the body down or the temperature down. But I think, to my understanding, that's not the best. When you walk under the sun and you are hot, you need to take some warm water to cool your system down. Yes, so that's my understanding.
Should you drink water whilst you're eating, or should you drink water before eating or after eating?
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I learned it's not advisable drinking water whilst eating.
Yeah, normally for eating, I say you must take water before you eat. But should it be right when you are coming to eat? It should be some time before eating, and when you eat, after some time too, you can take water. And you don't have to take water when you are eating, but due to some circumstances, you can take water. Let's say when you are being choked by the food, you can take water so that the water get the food down for you.
Yeah, but me personally, I have a problem. If you see me eating, my water must be beside me, because the reasons are maybe I may cough. Other instances may happen whereby I'll need water to, quench my curiosity. Yeah. So for me, I used to have water beside me whilst I'm drinking.
A lot of people say it's not right to take chilled water or cold water when you're in the hot weather, but rather take warm water when you're in the hot weather. Yeah, that's what I know.
No, it's not right to take cool water, ice water in the hot sun, and because it makes as if, like when you put stone on the fire, when you remove it and you pour water on it, it generates heat. So our heart don't deserve those kind of things. So it's not good that we should take hot water, ice water in the hot sun.
So these are the views from the people. Back to you at the studio. Thank you.
Welcome back. Our guest for today is a senior dietitian. He is the president of Volta Regional Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians and a member of Ghana Dietetics Association. Here is Mr. Solomon Adadi. Mr. Solomon, welcome to today's show. And I'm honored to have you on my show today.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Solomon, what is water?
Water is a substance made of oxygen and hydrogen. It's colorless, tasteless, and odorless. It covers about 70% of the Earth's crust, and is the most abundant substance, and it's all over the place. It's so essential to life that we use it for several things. We used to bath, we used to do so many things. Water is life.
Okay, thank you very much. So water is life, as you are saying, but most of the times we get it wrong on the amount of water we should drink each time. Some people say 6 liters, some say 3, and some says on demand, or if it's sunny or when the weather is cold, it's correlated to what you should drink. But Mr. Solomon, how much water should an average man take within a day?
Well, the amount of water you have to take depends on several factors: your age, your gender, the temperature or the climate, and the clothes that you are wearing, and several other factors. But there's no straight rule as in how much water should everyone drink. So you have to look at these factors and see which you have to consider all these factors before you say this is the amount of water I have to take in a day. For example, if I am 27 years old and then I weigh 90 kg and I want to know how much water I have to take in a day, it's a simple calculation. Just divide your weight, which is 90 by 30, and you get 3. That's 3 liters. 3 liters of water. So if you want to break it down, when you take 3 liters and then 1 sachet of water is 500 mils. So you divide that by 0.5, that you're going to get 6. That's 6 sachets of water that you're going to take in a day. So that's for someone who weighs 90 kg. But when the weather is very hot, sunny, you have to take in more. And then when the weather is cold, you're going to take less. So usually the water needs for younger people is far higher than older people because of the body composition of the individuals. So a younger person will have more muscles than fat, but someone who is 60 and above would have more fat than muscles, because muscles tend to house a lot of water. They retain a lot of water than fat. So when you are talking about how much you should take, you shouldn't just look at what's out there as 8 glasses or 8 glasses. You shouldn't just go in for that. You have to look at you as an individual. How much do you need? And then you go in for it.
So that means that I weigh 70 kg. So per what you are saying, it's going to be 70 divided by 3. That is
By 30.
by 30.
Yes.
So that is 70 divided by 30. So I should be getting 2.2 or 2.3. My math is not good, but you don't worry.
If your math is right, that's
Okay.
2.3, yeah.
2.3.
Yes.
So 2.3 liters per day.
Per day.
Okay, so 2.3 liters per day, and we know that 500 milliliters make 1 sachet.
Yes.
So 1 liter is going to be 2 sachet.
Yes.
Okay, so with the 3.3 that liters of water that I need to take, so that's going to be 6 or
Approximately 5.
5 sachet of water per day.
Yes.
I usually cannot take 5 sachet of water per day. Should there be something that I should stick with to say that compulsorily I need to take 5 liters per day if I cannot take it?
Well, your aim is to take the 5 sachets, but if you cannot take that in a day, it's not only the water that we drink that we get water from. We get water from the food that we eat. Even the fufu, if you eat fufu, when you pound the fufu, they add some water to it. That water is in the fufu. And then when you eat akpele, there is water in it. When you take your beverages, there is water in there. When you take your soups, there is water in there. So you get water from
all these sources. In actual fact, you get water from three main sources. The one that you drink in your the water that you drink from your beverages, the one that you get from your food, and then your body also produces some amount of water on a daily basis. That's what we call from your metabolic reactions. So when you put all together, usually 60% comes from the beverage that you drink, then 30% from your food, and the other 10% from your the reactions that take place in your body. As humans, we undergo a lot of activities, and all these activities are driven by reactions in the body, and these reactions produce water, and this water is available for the body to use. So you shouldn't be too worried about drinking the water, but you should, if you can't drink the water, then you should be looking at foods that contain water, then you will be taking them. That will make up for the deficiency in that you are facing when you want to drink water. I mean plain water.
Okay, Mr. Solomon. So now, a follow-up question. So what are some of the sources of foods that contain water that I can take to replace the water I cannot drink every time?
Basically, all foods contain water, except for oil. Oil doesn't have any water in it at all, but the other foods contain water. Watermelon, like 90 to 100% of it is water. Even beans that is dry, and corn that is dry, there's some amount of water in it. So almost all the foods that we eat, there's water in it. But for example, if you take porridge, or that's corn porridge or rice porridge, it's a lot of water in it. When you eat your fufu and you drink the soup, there's water in it. So all these foods contain some amount of water, especially the fluid ones. The liquid food, they contain water.
So you are saying that beans has water in it, and corn?
Yes.
I'm really surprised.
It's small, but there is water in it.
Okay.
That's how come when you wrap it in a rubber and you keep it somewhere, you open it right, there are molds on it.
Okay.
Because there is moisture, water is coming out of it.
So apart from having water having importance within our body, do we have any other importance of water even outside our body, like bathing and other things? Are they not important?
Yes, they are important. There are several uses of water outside. So, well, if I don't bath for a day or two, we can't be here. Of course, there will be odor all over the place. If you don't wash your hand, and before you eat, you could get infected with microbes or microorganisms, and you could become sick. And if you don't bath your kids and they go to school, you know the implications. So water is good for us. We use water to bath. We use water to wash our utensils. We wash our hands. We use water to wash our vegetables, to wash our clothes. There are so many things that we use water for. Even for transportation, we need water for transport. We use water to irrigate our farm, and if the rain doesn't fall, our crops will not grow.
Okay, then that means we have a lot of importance of water. So that is why I was telling my audience that you might be thinking that water has no relevance to our discussion, but let's just see the number of importance water alone has on our body and even outside. So now, Mr. Solomon, people talk about weight loss, and you said that water makes 55 to 75% of our body.
Yes.
Okay, so now, if I want to lose weight, should I take in more water, or I should take in less water? Because already water makes 75% to 55 to 75% of my body. So now I want to lose weight. Should I take more or take less?
Well, when you want to lose weight, it's not water that you want to lose, but you want to lose fat. You want to lose fat. So, and when you drink water now, if you step on the scale, and then you get down, you drink water, you step on the scale again, there will be a change in weight because you've added water to your weight. After some time, you pee, you urinate, and then you lose that water, and you come back to your usual weight. So your weight will only increase temporarily. It's not permanent. But when you take in excess energy in food, that's fat, carbohydrate, or protein, if you take excess of it, it's converted to fat and stored, you put on weight. That one can be permanent. So if you want to lose that weight, it's just a different thing that you have to do. It's not water. However, people who want to lose weight, sometimes when they come to us, we encourage them to take in water before their meals, because when you're taking water before your meals, it covers part of your stomach and reduces the amount of food that you consume, so thereby reducing the quantity, reducing the amount of calorie that or energy that you take in. So it's, in that sense, it's protective. So when we talk about weight loss, we don't bring water in at all. And you can't say, I want to lose weight, so I won't drink water, so that my weight will come down. You get dehydrated, and the consequences would follow.
Today, our dietitian has made it clear to us that water doesn't really play much role in weight loss. So, senior dietitian, I hope you like that name. Okay, so there's this thing, drinking water before, after, or within meals. Which one is the best option?
Well, it depends on your objective. Health-wise, it's not really an issue whether you drink water before, during, or after. I said earlier that the foods that we eat contain water already. So when you drink water before you eat, it's just going to occupy part of the stomach and reduce the quantity that you eat. So if you are someone who wants to put on weight, or for example, a child that you want the child to eat food, you don't give water to the child first before offering the food, because the child will eat less. Now, if you are an adult, normal weight, you don't want to lose weight, you drink as and when you want to drink water. If you want to drink before your meal, during, or after, that depends on you.
Okay, so that means drinking water before, within, or after meals is not a bother to me when I'm eating.
It's not really an issue.
Okay,
because your food itself contains water.
Okay, so somebody was even saying that, what if I even get choke when I'm eating? So shouldn't I drink water? I have to drink water. Yes. Okay.
So you don't have to bother yourself about whether to drink. Because look, when you take beverage, what we usually call tea, when you take that, a chunk of it is water, and then eat it with bread. So, and then light soup is it's a lot of water. So the question is, are you going to eat your fufu and wait a while before drinking the soup, or?
I'm really enjoying this show because it's clearing so much misconceptions that we've held for so long. And you see why I told you about the relevance of this topic. You see, now we are clearing all those misconceptions you used to have about drinking water before and within or even after meals. Some of us hold on too much, but today we are about to scatter all those misconceptions your grandmothers have taught you. Okay, to my next question. It's another misconception I want to clear. It's about drinking chilled water. So just look at this scenario. I'm eating fufu and goat light soup, which has a lot of oil. My grandmother told me that when I'm taking chilled water, you see how the oil solidifies. When I take in the cold water, when it goes down in my body, the oil would solidify like that in my body system, and that is how it's going to be in my stomach. What do you think about this?
Well, outside it makes a lot of sense when you see that, but what happens in our body does not always follow logic. Now, whatever that you put inside your your body or inside your stomach, the body has its own temperature within which it works optimally. So whether it's cold or it's hot, the body will bring the temperature to its normal range and work with it. So the misconception that when you eat um, oily food and then you take in cold water is going to uh, make the food very hard and going to make it very difficult for the stomach to digest or for the body to digest is not really the case.
So let me ask this: is chilled water itself good?
That's good. Chilled water is good, but again, when you take chilled water, and it has to do with preference. And chilled water, as you agree with me, is palatable. When you take in chilled water, it tastes sometimes better than the lukewarm or the usual water that we we drink.
You've not drank any water.
I remember when I was young, my dad used to fight with me whenever I start taking in chilled water. Like, you grow fat, you put on weight, and I didn't understand him. I growing up and then started my health course. I was like,
He lied to you.
well, he was just worried unnecessarily because water would not make you grow fat because it doesn't contain energy. It's an excess energy that makes you grow fat. So no one should be worried about drinking water and then becoming overweight or obese. It's not going to make you fat. So feel free, drink water as and when you want to drink water, because you lose water every second. When you breathe, you lose water. When you talk, you lose water. When you sweat, you lose water. When you urinate, you lose water. When you go to the washroom to defecate, you lose water. So you lose water through several means. Yes, you lose water. So you have to constantly replace the water that you are losing. And I said earlier that your body is constantly using water to do a lot of things. So you need water.
So that should mean that water is life. So drink water as much as you want. Don't be pressured about the weight or the weight loss. Water, when you take in much water, you lose it temporarily. That's it, right?
When you gain weight temporarily and then you pee. That's why you realize that when you drink a lot of water in the day, you urinate a lot.
Yes.
You drink water, you urinate. You drink water, you urinate. It will clear your system. It will take the waste products in your system. It will take them out through your urine.
Okay, so how would I know that I'm drinking a good amount of water? And also, we talked about the liters of water. Let's bring it to my home. The cups I use and the glass. How am I going to know that I'm drinking the right amount of water? And then my body, how would I know that with my body stature that I'm not drinking the right amount of water? Would it show within me, or what's going to happen?
Well, one easy way of knowing if you are drinking a lot of enough water is when you when you urinate. Your water is supposed to be the urine color is supposed to be amber, or
Where amber
it's supposed to be clear, very. If it's going to be yellow, it should be light yellow. But if you go to if you urinate and realize your urine is dark yellow, then realize that you are not taking enough water. You're not taking enough water. Sometimes you begin to your lips begin to dry, your mouth begins to dry. Sometimes you realize that your skin is dry. Your skin is dry. That's telling you that you're not getting enough water. Sometimes when you don't drink water, it starts from a stage, one stage to the next, to the next. So, if you don't watch it, if you don't correct the imbalance, if you don't correct the dehydration, because when you don't have water, enough water in your body, we call it dehydration, because there's a scientific term. You are dehydrated.
Okay, so what will show on my body that I'm not drinking enough water? I just wanted to.
Yeah, those were some of the things that I mentioned. Your lips, and then.
So your lips would show your skin.
Yes.
You talked about the skin. The skin being dry.
The skin.
And
dry.
then
You realize that you, the individual, the energy that you had at the beginning of the day, you begin to lose it. Some people begin to have headache. When you don't correct it and it goes to the extreme, you begin to feel dizzy. you begin to feel dizzy, and in some cases people begin to sweat even though you don't have enough water. For babies, when they are dehydrated, when they cry, the child is crying but there's no tears.
Okay, so to talk about babies, not to cut you. Yeah. So our mothers believe that when you are breastfeeding a baby, you still have to give the baby some amount of water because everybody needs water. As you said, water is life. So let's give our babies water to drink, even though I'm still breastfeeding them. What's your take on this?
Well, you don't need to give water to your child if you are breastfeeding, because when you look at the breast milk itself, when you see breast milk, it's watery, and about 88% of that is water. Okay. And then the rest of the nutrients are dissolved in the water. So the child is getting enough water when you breastfeed the child on demand. So if you are breastfeeding well, your breast milk is flowing well, you don't have to worry about water. Okay. Your child is okay. And people have given breast milk to their children over the years for 6 months, and the children are just doing fine. Okay, so you may want the best for your child, but you may be losing it if you give water to your child. So stick to the breast milk and feed your child with the breast milk.
Okay, so stick to the breast milk and feed your child. The breast milk is made up of 88% of water.
Yeah.
So if you are breastfeeding, breastfeed. We shouldn't worry about water. Today is being an interesting section because I'm clearing all those doubts that people placed in my head and things that people ask very much. You see why I told you about the relevance of water. So about one thing, about the sweetness of water. I once tasted 2 sachets of water. One tasted very sweet and one was normal, just like the tap water. So what do you think about the sweetness of water? Is it the sweetness that make it better, or the sweetness make it deadly? Let me put it that way.
Well, when you say water is sweet, it's not actually sweet, but just like one tastes better than the other. No, when you talk about sweet, then you're going to refer to the taste from sugar.
Yeah, sure. I'm talking about it's tasting like sugar, something like sugar. So when I drink the water, it's tasting so sweet to me.
Okay, you're using the word sweet here loosely, so yeah, that's fine. It depends on where the water is coming from. Water from groundwater, water from deep down sometimes, and then water from the springs, they taste better than water like distilled water. Distilled water, for instance, doesn't taste good at all. You drink it and you don't feel like you're even drinking water. So the source of the water will determine how it tastes in your mouth.
Yeah.
So and in this case, I'm not sure where these two different bottled water are coming from. I don't know. So I can't be sure which one is coming from where. But what I want to tell the public is that what the groundwater and then the water from the spring. So that's why some of the water bottling companies will tell you that the water is from deep down the ground, and they will show you how they came about the water and all that. Such um, water would taste
Sweeter.
better than
Better.
the other
So
ones.
let me use better.
I don't want to use the word sweet.
Sweeter. Okay. Okay, I'm getting it now. I'm getting
Just
it.
like when you chill the water, the taste that you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not the chemicals per se, but it's also where the water came from.
Yes, the source of the water will determine what minerals are in that water.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
The groundwater will come with a lot of minerals, which are good for the body,
Okay.
which when they get in, they become electrolytes, which the body needs, like calcium, magnesium. They are found in such water. So those nutrients are good for us.
So I've really enjoyed today's episode of Healthcast, and this topic has been a bother to many people. Drinking chilled water, water before, within, and after meals. If I want to lose weight, should I drink more water? I know these are some of the things that has been bothering people so much, but today we've been able to clear all those misconceptions with our brother Mr. Solomon Yause Seiram Selom Adadi.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on our show today, and I really enjoyed this, and I've been cleared so much of so many things. But before we take a leave, I want you to just summarize what we just did. Just give us some 4 things we should know about water, its relevance, and then we wrap up.
Well, number one, water is life. Water is important, and we all need water. If you don't drink water, you become dehydrated, and when you become dehydrated, you suffer the consequences thereof. So you make sure that you take in enough water. Like we said in our discussion, we said that when you weigh yourself, or you know your weight, you divide it by 30, and whatever figure that you get, that's the number of liters that you have to take in a day. So you work it out, and then you get a number of sachet that you need. Unfortunately, we don't have a standardized cup, a standardized glass, which will say drink this type of glass at home. So we have to make do with the sachet water.
Today's show was one educative and entertaining one, and our guests just did justice to the topic. And I hope you enjoyed it just like I did. Till we come your way next time with another interesting and very much talked about topic. I am Emefa Awu Adaudu, Healthcast, the light of health.